To start the viflow-8-WebModel, open your browser, go to the address bar, and enter the location where the viflow-8-WebModel is stored. Then confirm with Enter. You can also save the address as a bookmark or favorite in your browser. If configured, a login dialog will appear. If you cancel this, the viflow-8-WebModel opens anonymously. You cannot use the Cockpit and comment function in this mode. When you log in, the WebModel is fully available to you. On the left side, you can see the main menu. On the right, you can see the main window. In this window, the different views are displayed. In addition, various dialogs, such as the Properties window, can be used to display additional information. You now have several options to navigate through the viflow-8-WebModel. The Processes, Information, and Area Object tabs allow you to display both the folder and structure views of the corresponding objects. In the Structure view, the objects are displayed in alphabetical order and the created hierarchy with super and sub-objects. In the Folder view, the objects are sorted by created folders. The icon next to the object names show you which object it is, whether a URL or a document is linked, or whether a graphic exists for the object. A left click on the object name opens the Properties window or the object graphic. A right click opens the context menu. The context menu offers you several options depending on the object. For example, object graphics, linked documents, hyperlinks, and the Properties window can be opened here. In addition, objects can be displayed either in the Folder or Structure view. Next to the Structure and Folder view, you will find the object graphics. If you need more space for viewing, you can hide the object trees by clicking on the corresponding entry in the main menu. You can also minimize the main menu. By holding down the left mouse button, you can move the graphic. With the mouse wheel, you can zoom in or out of a graphic. Objects with a graphic can be opened with a double click. Next to the different object names, you will see icons, which indicates that certain properties have been added here. If you move the mouse over an icon, you will see details of the property in tooltip. A shadow around a process object indicates that a SAP graphic exists here. Double-clicking on a connector opens the reference graphic. At the bottom right of the graphic window, there are two buttons. If you click on the left button, you can write a feedback email. This contains an automatically generated link to the opened graphic. The right button opens the comment window. Here you can enter into a dialog. At the bottom, you will find a breadcrumb navigation. Here you can trace your navigation path. With a right click on an element, you can generate a link to an object graphic and copy it to the clipboard. If you want to have a more general overview over the objects that are relevant for you, the Cockpit is a good choice. When you open the Cockpit for the first time, you will see an empty screen. Using the button at the bottom right, you can now show or hide various widgets. Here you have the choice between 20 widgets, which can be divided into 6 types. Simple lists. Here the objects are listed one after the other. The lists can be sorted via the arrows in the individual column headers, and you can also search for objects by clicking on the column header. Lists with bar or pie charts. Here you can additionally filter by the corresponding attribute by clicking on the diagram. Lists with switches. In these widgets, objects can be shown or hidden that, for example, do not have a graphic or are in an active or inactive release workflow. Line charts. Here object dynamics can be observed over longer periods of time. Split lists. In these widgets, several objects can be assigned to a single one. Widgets with notification function. The Changes widget shows you changes to your objects since the last WebModel start. The Comments widget shows you on which object graphics new comments have been added. In most widgets, left-clicking on an object name opens the Properties window. A right-click opens the context menu. You can close the individual widget by clicking on the cross in the upper right corner. If you move the mouse over the eye, you will get a short description of the widget. The individual widgets can be moved and enlarged or reduced in a given grid. If you want to observe objects that are not assigned to you, you can subscribe to them. To do this, go to the Properties window and click on the star in the upper right corner. The first click subscribes to all information about the object. A second click subscribes only comments, and a third click removes the subscription. You can search for specific terms or partial terms. To do this, go to the search field at the top left, enter your search term, and confirm with enter. A dialog appears in which the search results are displayed. You can activate the filter to narrow down the search even further. On the right side, the search results are displayed in a list. The list can be sorted by type, object name, property, hid text, and language. A right click opens the context menu. A left click on the object name opens the Properties window. The different tabs in the Properties window hold certain information. The General tab contains the object name, the object type, and the remark text. All stored information can be found under Information. With a left click in the column Link, the corresponding hyperlink or the linked document can be opened. The Participants tab shows all referenced areas. A click on the name of the corresponding area opens a dialog with additional information and the possibility to open the Properties window of the area. Under Potentials, you will find the assigned potentials with the corresponding RPNs. Again, clicking on the name opens additional information. The KPIs can be found in the tab of the same name. Various functions and information can also be called up from the list. Below this are the criteria. In the Management tab, the release workflow with the responsible persons and the relevant dates can be viewed. The references show all graphics on which the object in question appears. A left click opens the corresponding graphic. The history includes all changes to the object. Under Reports, the published reports can be found. These can be opened with a left click. If maintained, you will find the history with all entries in tabular form in the main menu. In addition, when exporting the web model, hyperlinks can be added which are particularly interesting for you as a user. You can change the interface language and the properties independently from the content language. You can also change the content and interface language directly from the main menu.